to go.
And we are live.
Hello everyone, how are you?
Hello everybody, welcome back to Linescapes channel.
So, how's your day? Here in Berlin is sunny, very warm, and many people are outside. We were also outside, so we didn't have any time to really make ourselves so special for you today.
Because we always make ourselves special.
Yeah, you know, Gasper puts on so much makeup.
I didn't put any makeup today.
He didn't, no, he didn't.
But we are excited because today it's, again, Feedback Friday. And really love the Feedback Fridays. And what we're going to do is look at the works you have sent us in. We're going to give you feedback and we're going to do it for each work in 60 seconds. Yes! So we got quite a few to cover today.
Yeah, we've got a few entries and I'm very excited. It's the right topic for us.
So if it's your first time here, welcome to the Linescapes channel. I'm Gasper, this is Sonia, and we teach drawing and creativity. And we also give feedback on your work. So Feedback Fridays are always an opportunity for you to directly get feedback from us. So you can always send us your work. You can DM it on Instagram or send it on Facebook. Just write, for Friday. And it's going to be on, it has a chance to be on for the next Friday.
Yeah. So if you like our content and especially Feedback Fridays, then you should give us a thumbs up. And if you have a friend that would like to join, please share this content with someone. Because we think it's very useful and I'm sure that you learn from this content also quite a lot. So yeah, we have a few sketches to check. So I would like to ask Gasper, do you think we need much time for today? Do we need to start like?
Yeah, I think we will start
right away.
I think we should start as soon as possible.
Okay.
But still having to just figure out all the technicalities here.
Yeah. Okay. So then I can just peek inside the comments shortly and just talk to you a bit. Hello from Holland. Oh, hi. How are you? Good evening from Indonesia. Almost sleep time. Yeah, I know. Oh, I'm so happy that you could join, even though it's night or very early in the morning. I hope that's a nice way to start your day or to finish it. So how's your day been going? Is it sunny at your place or is it just like rainy and cold? Share with us, how are you feeling today? It's the end of the week and it looks like this quarantine time is slowly coming to an end. So we're pretty excited about that. But okay, I think Gasper would like to start. So I will just also concentrate a bit.
All right. So let's dive into the first one you have sent us.
Yeah.
As always, the protocol is...
Sonia sets a timer for 60 seconds. That's the first thing. The second thing is...
Do we also see ourselves here or not?
We should.
All right.
But could we? But can we? We can't. I don't get it. This program is very, very special.
So Sonia is the technical person here for the live streams and she will fix this in a second.
But it doesn't, why? If someone does live streams on a regular basis, you should just share it with us because we're using a very simple program and it's always happening. So I don't know why.
Anyways, you figure it out pretty fast. So it's important that you see us, that you see our facial expressions when we give you feedback, and that's what this is for. All right, so the first sketch you have sent us, this is how it works. Sonia has the timer. We look at the sketch, the drawing, painting, we think about it, and then I have 60 seconds to give you some improvement suggestions. If it's your drawing or your work, you can gladly chime in and say, yeah, that's mine, and you have any questions, ask them in the comments.
Yeah.
And if you just want to stay anonymous, it is also fine.
You can also share with us a bit more of the context. So what is it about? What did you try to represent? Mm-hmm. Because that's how it works. Usually we can give a bit better feedback if we know what's happening or what was your main focus.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what do you think about this one, Sonia?
I would say it needs a clearer line between the hill and the pasture or the grass field here, maybe a bit texture, or even here like a very clear line between the grass and
This one, right?
and the path. Yeah, that's the first thing that I would adjust. Maybe add also some shadow under the trees and the vegetation.
Yeah, that's the main one. I would say it's like that. It lacks contrast. Maybe some shading, some shadow. So this is what I think that I could try to do in the 60 seconds, and this will also differentiate a bit. So yeah, basically really nice. I like the color palette. I like the composition. I like how it goes in the back, you know, disappearing into the back layer. But I think we need to add some contrast.
Okay.
Are we ready? Are you ready? Let's
3,
go.
2, 1.
First one of the day. Anyways, I think, you know, these trees here need a bit more shading in the bottom. Then we can go like this and add. Oh, this is way too strong. Oh, this is still way too strong. Anyways, I need a lighter.
The time is ticking. The time is ticking.
The time is ticking. Yeah. So, my Photoshop. Sometimes this is the extra challenge. You know, my Photoshop is not working properly, and then weird stuff happens. So yeah, if I add shading here, that's already a bit better, I think.
You have almost the feeling like you would be using like empty pen, right, or something.
Empty pen, like
when you're correcting this. And you're having trouble with Photoshop.
Yeah.
Like you would like to correct it, but you can't.
I know what's the problem. Yes.
What was the problem?
It's always the Anyways, this is already basically done, but let me just add here because I had some Photoshop difficulties, right? So I'm still having them. I'll need to correct this. So basically, what I added is just a little bit of contrast to all of this.
But your flow is at 1.
Yeah.
Can you see anything at all?
Yeah. So everyone, yeah, like that. So basically, what I did is I added some shading to the bottoms. I will, you know, because I just had difficulty. Sonia, please forgive me. I will still add.
I will give you additional 20 seconds.
Additional 20 seconds to add some shadow to the bottom of these trees. Look at that. I think this is turning out really nice. So yeah, basically, if you have tree trunks, usually the top of the tree trunk is darker because it's in deep shadow. It's darker than the bottom of the tree trunk, you know, interestingly enough. And I think this already gave us a lot of, you know, a lot of depth. And
that's it for.
That's it for this one. I think we did a good job. Let's check it out. So before. Oh, okay, I already painted it on the top of it and after.
Very nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So, this was the first one. Let's go right into the second one that we have today. All right, interesting. Oh, you know what this looks like? This looks like Sighișoara in Romania. Could it be? Could it be Sighișoara? This is a town in Romania that we also drew before. So if it is actually this town, then please shout out. But if it's not, it might be something completely different.
Just tell us the name. Don't torture us too much. Yeah. Yeah, you know, we should just start because I'm focusing now on the name and I'm searching in my library where to find this one, and in my memory I just don't know. But yeah, what would you change? So
I think the houses up front are like floating a bit mid-air and don't have like an anchor. You know, they're not grounded. And I know the question that came with the author of this submitted drawing was how to draw, you know, a mass of roofs. because when drawing, towns and cities from afar, there's always like a, sea of roofs. And how do you do that actually without, tracing out each roof, which is obviously insane. Yeah, I think it already, was a good job. But I think it's the first layer of the houses must be either covered up or you would have to continue the drawing down here, I think. Yeah.
How do you mean covered up?
With some trees or with something, like I don't know what actual was in this view.
Yeah.
So I can just imagine it, but I say the houses are a bit too naked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this would be my suggestion. Do you have any?
Well, if we're trying to correct this sketch, I would probably also add some vegetation in foreground.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Maybe cover it a bit here from the left side and from the right side.
Yeah, very
and
good.
Through that, the vegetation would just surround the houses, and through that, everything would be a bit more like pinpointed. Like
we're missing like a first layer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't know now. The houses make themselves very important, and probably what's the most important things are those two hills with like really interesting special architecture on the top.
This is a good point. We should actually like put the houses in front in the shadow and let the town in the back with its beautiful church and castle get its role.
Yeah, I think the author also wanted to present that through that the lines of the architecture are so dark. So that would be probably my main focus.
Okay, let us try to do that. So.
Okay. Are you ready?
Almost. Let me get my favorite pen.
Your favorite pen?
Yeah.
Is it like a Pilot Vibo?
Well, for Photoshop, it's a different one.
05.
Photoshop is different. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, you're ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Go! It's always like when we go, then like something glitches in Photoshop.
Yeah. And I always have the feeling that I need to start singing this music,
So it's very good putting a bit of pressure on me.
Yeah.
Then you said like some vegetation in the front layer, right? So basically, I don't know if this actually is the case, but it would be interesting to have some, vegetation up here.
Yeah.
Let's say this is also some, as we see it here, vegetation coming in to the front. Yeah, I think this would be good if we added, a little bit of love here. Maybe we need a bit more green. I'm always trying to pick with my eyedropper here in Photoshop, pick the colors you have already in your sketch. But there we go.
Yeah. This works much more harmonical.
Yeah.
Especially from the side of composition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's check it out. So this was the before, and now it's this.
Yeah. Top. I like it.
I hope you be the judge of.
Yeah. How do you like it?
If we have improved or if we have misproved it. There's a great word in German. We live in Berlin, so German is all around us. It's called it's verschlimmbessert, which means like misprove. You want to improve something, but you
actually make it worse.
Make it worse?
Yeah.
It's a great word. Oh my god, this is beautiful. Wow.
When I was preparing this, I was just like, wow.
All right, this is insane. I don't even know what to say. All right, amazing. So yeah, now we can go. Now in this one we can go like really, some really like meta stuff, right?
We can view it from different angles, right?
Different angles. Many ways to skin this cat.
Many.
I like this proverb.
It's very nice.
Anyways, which one? What do you see?
Well, I think I would add something in the foreground because everything now you have like this middle ground, which is very full and very contrasted. But what's in the foreground, even if there was almost nothing, even if it was almost bare, I would probably add a few like very relatively strong, much stronger lines like this, but clear, like so that later on the form really breaks into those smaller pieces. But in foreground, I wish a bit more of those, because you need somehow, you know, when we were talking about the elements that lead your eye
so
to the main object,
here, right?
yeah, that's missing.
Let me get rid of those lines. Yeah, I think so too, because we need, in the video last week, which is basically an amazing video, you should totally check it out if you are into composition. We had, not last week, on Monday, we had a great video about composition, and we were talking about how you Wednesday, yeah, how you should include something in the foreground, in the first layer, to tell a narrative, and this is what we need here. I know the focus is the building, but we need...
Which building?
Not building, the mountain. Sorry, but we need some context here, for size at least. And another one, like really meta thing, I would say is composition. I think it needs to breathe, so I would either give it a bit more space on the right or on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just prepare this a bit so I can, I will be able to tell you a bit better what I mean. All right. So I will add basically a little bit of something on the right side to get the composition more harmonious, and something in the foreground. Yeah? Okay, let's see if I can do this. So I need this paint. Are we ready?
Yes.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go. So yeah, I think this needs to continue here. You know, beautiful rendering of this mountain, though. Yeah. I really love it. It's quite amazing. You did a great job, and yeah, awesome. I really love it. So yeah, basically, what's interesting also with these mountains, you see, you should, if this is snow, you should always give it a line that is, you know, because it's always snow, always actually really has a line up until which it goes, and then, you know, it fades out. Now we need something up front. So let's say, you know, a boulder here or something like that, for context. Maybe, oh, I love it. I know what I'll do. Maybe like a lone pine tree or two. Some lone pine trees. Pine trees are always amazing. Oops, what did I do? Oh, give me another second, Sonia. Just let me finish this pine tree. Let me finish this pine tree.
Well, you know, if we give those at the beginning much more time than at the end, we don't have much time for others.
There it is. Boom.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah. I'm putting the pencil down.
Yeah.
I'm zooming out a bit so you all can see what I did. And yeah, basically change the composition a little bit. I have to zoom in like that. Change the composition a little bit so it is more harmonious. The mountains on the right side have a bit more air to breathe, and they have a.
Let us move on. We have here. So we have like very active small cat, which is always producing the sounds.
I think this is what you're hearing.
This is so loud. You can't concentrate when this is on.
That's what was annoying me. I didn't notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it down now.
Just put it to sleep.
Yeah, put the cat to sleep.
Yeah.
Anyways, I got this cat from some friends as a gift, and I kind of like it. I like my cat. All right.
Okay, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming.
So tell us if the live stream is okay, if you're receiving on your end everything that you should. Are you seeing us good? Are you hearing us well? It's good to get feedback from you to know if everything is running, because on our side there's just been some issues reported from YouTube. So this one, what I was just showing you, was a reference photo, and now we have the drawn image of this. So let us look again at the reference. We have like a pier basically going over to this sandy island, and this is basically the same thing depicted here with the dog I think it's a dog. Maybe it's a fox. Maybe it's a red panda. Running on the sandy dune.
Which is very untypical. That's why we presume it's probably taking a holiday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Sonia, what do you think about this one? This is the original view that was depicted, and this is the image.
So first of all, I think this works more like an illustration as a drawing that would depict a realistic state. So that's why I was preparing these photos and paintings, and I was just considering what can we say about it, because I'm not sure what does it represent. But first of all, I think I would definitely define this horizontal line if we look at it from just like basic drawing rules.
I think this will bring value to everyone if we just explain this really short. So what Sonia is talking about is basically, this is your horizon line, the line I just drew, right? So this is a line that tells you this is on your eye height. So everything that's above this line is higher than you, like this house, this is higher than you, and everything that is below this line is shorter than you or is below you, right? So keep this in mind when you're drawing. So I think we could now show this principle on the other one, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have this in mind?
Okay, so what we noticed also when we were watching the photo is that the water was much darker than the sky. So I would emphasize that first. And then maybe add some shading and some windows.
To the house?
To the house, definitely. Or maybe some texture to the sand, because we don't have this feeling that this sand island is so far away. We have the feeling that it's much nearer.
Yeah, so the first thing about the perspective construction, I will just tell this now like that because I don't want to include it into the image itself. But if you consider that this is your eye height, right? Let's say around where the horizon is. Then, if you remember, the pier, would be running like this, right? So it goes almost to the horizon, and if there is a person there, it stands like that. So if it would be something more, like this, in terms of constructing the real perspective. If this was not your intention, then, it's completely fine. It's just so that you are aware of this. So remember the horizon line, everything on the horizon line is as tall as you. So, if a person was standing here, it would actually be that big.
Or you can also draw one person on the bridge, because that's the best example to give.
Yeah, so this one person, if it would be standing here or walking towards us, it would be that big, right?
And one on the bridge?
And one, and so basically if it was really standing on your bridge now, it would be that big, right? Look at it, walking towards us here, my very rudimentary stick people. But so you see what we mean? You have to imagine people in your drawing, and it will give you a much better sense of scale. But apart from that, let's still do the things you suggested, Sonia, because I think if this was not the intention to get it correct in a perspective, we can still do the darker sky, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Darker
water. All right, let's go. So.
Okay. 1 minute.
1 minute. All right. So let's see if this can bring us anything. By the way, when drawing water, it's a good idea to remember that you should always use a horizontal texture, because water, the way the light reflects of water, is always horizontal, even for a stream, even for water really close to you, and it means you should always consider. Oh, come on, dear Photoshop.
Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't.
Photoshop doesn't cooperate with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Otherwise, we're gonna do a short break, and you're gonna close it, and then we're gonna.
Yes, we're gonna do that.
Okay.
So Photoshop just, bailed on me, but I think you get the idea. And meanwhile, maybe we throw a view into the comments.
Yeah.
Who's here today?
Yeah, and just switch to camera 1 and first of all, what we're going to start with is a heart dedicated to Michelle and Isidore. Thank you very much for supporting us. That means a lot. If you don't know what just happened, Isidore and Michelle gave us a super chat. And Anne as well. Thank you.
So it's a triple heart.
It's a triple heart. I mean, those colors never appeared on our screen before. At the same time, one after another. So this is like something very special. We're gonna remember this Friday. Kasper will just slowly restart the Photoshop, and then we're gonna continue shortly.
Yes.
But let me just peek into the comments. Do you already have any question regarding the sketches that we already viewed before? Or do you have any opinions? What could be even improved? For example, in the last one that we just saw, would you add something differently, would you like to do something different to the water or to the vegetation or something? Is there any trick that you like to use while drawing outside and using watercolor or color? What would you focus on? Just, share with us a few tips, or at least what was the most helpful thing that you saw for now. That's always very interesting to hear, especially your feedback, because we're very interested in how do you think about drawing and what do you like to focus on. Yeah. Good morning, I guess. It's midday here. Hi, Anne. Hi, Isidore. Hi, Marie. Hi, Justine. Beautiful mountain drawing. Good job to the one who did it. And the one who did it didn't want to spoke up about it. I mean, I would brag so loud.
Yeah, I hope if they're not here, I hope they check in on us later.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, Pamela said, "I can't keep my eyes off of this drawing."
It's beautiful. It was awesome, right? Pamela, nice to have you in the live stream again, and everyone else as well. Nice to have you again, Justine and Isidore, and Michelle. Always great to have you. Okay. The regulars.
Okay, so we have here a question. When you're ready, you can also switch
ready
to Photoshop view.
Let's do this. Bam.
And then we have also a question. So Anne said, first, it's great to have the horizon line emphasized. I always forget it. Yeah, many do. Me also sometimes. Can the point of perspective be on the horizon line?
Yes, it's always should be on the horizon line. When you're constructing a perspective, let's tune in again these perspective construction lines. Your vanishing point is always on your horizon line. Yeah. So if you're standing on a pier or this bridge or whatever, the lines, if you would extend it, would always end in the horizon line, in the so-called vanishing point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the answer for Amok. Oh, we're butchering your names, but Amok? I don't know. I'm sorry, but I'm sure.
Amok. Let's go with Amok.
Beautiful. Okay, I think we need to just
let's keep
rush
rolling
further on because we have many sketches to go.
So I just did this more dark, and I think it really does it well.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you're doing architecture, draw a window or two. Just give them those details, because windows are really the souls of the house. The soul of the house.
How poetic.
Yeah, but I think that's true. Okay. So
with this one...
we did this one a while ago, right?
Yeah, this is from one of our watercolor exercises. It was a great exercise. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. Watercolor landscapes from a couple of weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I like it. I think it has a lot going on for it. Maybe some more details in the front, and maybe, this layer here, it should be, maybe this should be like also completed, ending. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Maybe I would define the edge of the pasture.
Mm-hmm.
this upper hill, which is colored with yellow, a bit more because the valley below has the same color, so it clashes a bit. It just
Should it be darker or lighter?
The
The yellow pasture.
I would do it a
standing
bit
on.
lighter.
A bit lighter.
Yeah.
All right.
So that we really have this difference between the layers, what's above, what's below,
All right.
and what's very, very much away from us.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Okay, and you can elongate this line.
Yeah. Elongate.
Elongate the line, or you can add another heel here.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So we have it.
3, 2, 1, boom.
Go.
Okay, so Sonia said do this a little bit brighter. By the way, great job doing this one. I really like it.
Yeah.
The colors are nice, and it just needs a bit more contrast. It could also be that the photo quality was not like the best, so probably your drawing looks better in original, your painting, but yeah, we can still do something extra to it, I think. So we also said, yeah, this should end here, or continue all the way. And I think a bit more of this hill should be visible, a bit more green, like that.
And you can also add a few of grasses in the foreground.
Yeah, this was the first layer, right? That was missing a bit. So let's go and get that done. I'm gonna take a darker green here, and I think this, this gives it a bit more depth if that depth is missing. It's always good to look at the details of whatever you have up front, if it's a road, if it's trees, and this was the timer. All right, done. Let's check out the result. So the before and the after.
Yeah.
I like
it. Very
it.
nice.
Gotten a little bit of depth.
I think it's also very nice because it gives the effect that the layer, the pasture is above. That's why it has more light somehow. Nice feeling. Wow, this one is also nice.
I like it. It's a nice evening sky or morning sky looking above. Looks like a fjord.
Ah, vacation.
Yeah, reminds us of Norway. So where is it from? If you're the author, do tell us. It's nice. I think the white. I don't know, the white in the green hills along the coast. If it's rock, then yeah, I can imagine it. If it's supposed to be something else, I think it could get some color. And also the horizon where the mountains touch the sky, it's a bit dark. I think it wouldn't be that dark realistically, this dark blue line. So I think we can get a bit more of pink in there because your sunset is going down. And the third thing is, I think we need to have something going on in the foreground, right? We have just a little bit of these shrubs here in the foreground, and I think here we need to emphasize them, make something out of this. All right, so do you have also a comment, Sonia, on this one?
Yeah, I was just following the chat, but I would definitely do the foreground.
Yeah.
So somehow the surface where we're standing, and then what I also noticed is that these cliffs or these hills that are just dropping to the water, they have the same angle, but actually the angle would be always, it would be smaller or sharper. It would get, because of the perspective, right? You would get the feeling that it closes. The surfaces will just deform and close. You won't see so much from above because they will be also like in depth, so much away from you that they will be really like narrow and deformed.
Yeah, I'll show you right away what we mean. Yeah.
Not circularly, but very much oval.
All
okay,
right.
1 minute. Go.
Oh, just started already. So I think, like I said, the first layer needs some more depth. It needs to be darker. Maybe there's, I don't know, maybe there is a tree here. I'm sure there was a tree at some point. So something like that. We need here. you know, tree trunk. So this is definitely what I think we can do for the first layer. And then what Sonia said is like these first were probably more round and then they get more narrow, right? So they like, because of perspective, everything gets more flat in perspective.
You can also emphasize those lines so that you can really get the feeling those were the heels, like claws.
Exactly. So these heels probably, you know, they have a lot of white in them, but I think I like how you changed to light green in the back because this gives it a nice emphasis. And then we said let's actually have this sky not so dark. I heard it, Sonia. And
I didn't say anything.
You didn't say anything? And then let's add a little bit of light coming from here. Let's say this is where the sun is coming from. So yeah, boom. I think the first layer already gave it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's also quite a lot of blue, right? I mean, what you can do here as well is also to think about what's happening with the sea. You know, there is probably some reflection also in the water from the sky. So I would probably add that too. So some lighter surfaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. This was before, and this is after.
Okay.
Yeah, Sonia's not so impressed. Yeah. But
we gave our best with the time we have.
All right.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Ooh.
Oh, beautiful, realistic painting. Who painted this?
Wow, good job.
So this is a reference photo, of course. Is this Amsterdam? Oh, nice. Oh, the drawing is also nice. Yeah. Amsterdam Canal, September 2019. Very nice. All right, so if I look at the reference photo, what comes to mind is that there are beautiful, typical Amsterdam houses left and right, which are missing from this drawing, and which I think would give it a lot of context, right?
Yeah, the author also mentioned that that at first she thought that it's very harmonious view, and then at the end it was so overwhelming that she didn't know where to start and where to finish, and that's why she just left the houses away. So maybe we can give them some tip on how to start, how to construct, for example, that kind of view.
Yeah, definitely. Right? I think, and I have the answer. Like, if you look at this, there is like a small church tower in the back, like this thing right here. And I think this could be like our focal point, and it will give us, you know, a little bit of reference, and then, you know, we'll make it like the main point and then add the houses a bit just as a shadow. I think it's already done very well, so the only thing we need is like a focal point, basically. So I would go for that. All right, let's start.
Okay, what you're going to do with the houses?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do them like very not in the foreground. I was just gonna basically give them emphasize, or just, you know, not even emphasize them, just give a feeling that they're there. You know, you don't need to you don't even need to draw them. Just do some texture so we know there's a house basically there. You see already now there's a feeling that we have houses. And I could also say, you know, okay, let's, you know, shade them a bit so
that you have really the feeling that this space is a bit more closed off.
Yeah, exactly. So immediately if you give them like a bit of color or a bit of value, you know, in terms of just a bit of shading, then we have a feeling that something is there, you know. And now let's go for the last thing, which was this church or some building tower in the back. I think it was quite nice. So if we make this our darkest point right there, I think we can get away with it being kind of like the focal point of the image. Yeah. Right? Anyway, so we have to remember it goes all the way down. Boom, done.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's see what we did. So this was before with a bit of, let's say, lacking context, and now we have without really adding much to the houses, just some vertical lines and some shading on one side, we have a context and a feeling of place.
We think always that we need to do everything in the same detail, but that's not true. You just need to decide what's important to you. And if you know the basics, like a bit of a composition, what you already learned from Wednesday, if you were there with us at the live stream, there was a lot of very helpful tips.
Yeah, so if you're learning something, one thing that would definitely be amazing to do is, tell your friends about this live stream. Tell them that it's amazing, that they can send their works in, just, take a photo with their camera, and then they will get feedback from us. So it would really mean a lot to us if you share this information. Especially, if you're in school and or studying something art-related, we'd gladly give you our perspective on it. All right, so we have clouds. Let's go a bit out so you can all see.
Okay, so the comment to this painting was that she would like to get the feedback on the skyline.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you deal with architecture in that case, for example?
Mm-hmm.
Because everything is relatively the same in this case, and how do you create this feeling of depth, or what can be improved in this case?
Mm-hmm. So, well, for one, I think the sky line is a bit too dark, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because, going in the back, it should be, I think, more bluish, more, it has this haze, blue haze, which gives the feeling that it's further away when you're doing a painting with color. Mm-hmm. So this is one thing that you could do. Some like details, if it's really focusing on the skyline, if you see this photo, you see some white, some white reflecting of the windows, of the white facades. I think always a bit of white, a bit of highlighting of a skyline can go a long way.
Yeah, because you can also see, because of the clouds, from which side the sun or the light is coming from, right? And that means that the same side will also be lighter on the facades. So that's also something that we need to emphasize.
Yep, true. All right. So light coming from left, right, or something?
I think you need to go to here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's coming like this.
All right, so let's emphasize that side of the buildings and let's give them in the end some blur.
Okay, I think you're gonna need like a minute and...
All right.
And exactly 10 seconds.
So I'm already starting. I'm giving them a little bit of white love.
A bit of white love.
A little bit of white. So...
Okay.
A little bit of highlighting. You see already they look like, as if they are really...
Or maybe you know what you can add? You can also just put a bit more white with opacity.
Yeah, definitely.
Over it.
I'm definitely doing that now.
Yeah.
So now we want to give it a little bit of like haze, It's a bit more in the background, a bit further away. Not the ones up front. The ones up front we want
just
to leave dark.
Just for the small objects in the background.
Yeah, for once the background.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
So this is basically, this is how you create depth in a skyline. And, I will also add a little bit of that light into the lowest level of the sky, making it also appear a bit further away, Mm-hmm. All right. So these were subtle things, but let's look at the difference.
I think they made a great difference.
This is before and this is after.
Okay, what I think could be also done, I would add a bit more darker tone of blue here, from the upper sky, just because we have this feeling that something is very high, but otherwise I think this is...
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, I can... Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
All right, so let's move on. Oh, wow. A lot of amazing surprises today. Wow,
right?
This is amazing.
Today we have just the good ones. really.
A lot of people, you send a lot of good stuff.
But you all are amazing, very talented. So we just want that you send us your work because we really generally enjoy seeing your work.
What I really appreciate, with every one of you, is having the courage to send us the work, to have it basically criticized here in front of everyone. It takes a lot of courage to do that and a lot of will to improve. So, really, chapeau. So, I love this one. I love the texture. I love a lot of things about it. How it goes, the perspective to the back.
Also different plants, right?
Different plants, different plant textures. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it's a great one. Yeah. So what could one actually do here? I mean, it's already pretty amazing. I think we could do with a little bit more contrast, right?
Yeah, I would do the same.
Yeah, a little bit more contrast. So basically, I think we could use that gray that was used for the sky and also use it down in the drawing.
Yeah, or we can go with dark because he also emphasized this dark black color and add it everywhere that it's necessary. Also emphasize this line here.
I think, true. Where the building meets I actually want to draw the view to this, probably this facade, I would say, here. So
and also correct the line here because you had a feeling this is one facade. Yeah.
True. All right. So I will do my best now to improve what is already pretty good. And let's do this. Am I allowed to start?
Yes, you can start. 3, 2, 1, go.
That was a fast 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I think here we could do with a little bit of shading, so we draw more attention to it. The same goes for the window. Windows are usually really, really dark, unless they're like glass and it's reflecting. And then like here, there's probably a line when this meets. Here, this has to go, I think, all the way to the end. Very nice. And now like this tree, to be honest, I think you would need to color the sky in all the way to the also I would just paint over the trees with your gray, and I think we could give this tree in the back a bit more dark so we see the outline of the roof. I think this is important. Look at this. Now it is a much clearer structure. Sonia has some more comments here, right here, right? Yeah, to lead the eye. Very good. Yeah, and here to lead the eye. And yeah, I won't even do that. No, I'd say it's done. Nice. Nice drawing.
If we want to separate this layer with this one, maybe then we need to start to add something there as well.
Now you're the one who wants to go over the minute.
Okay. Let's good.
Let's look at the result. So this is before, already really nice, and this is after.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the eye is drawn much faster to the main element. Amazing. Bravo. Okay, let's go to the next one. Reference photo. Nice. Yeah. Lonely tree.
We love when you're sending reference photos. This is so amazing.
Where is this? If the person is around, do tell us, where was this taken?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow. Look at the clouds. Look at the drawing of these clouds. This is quite something.
But very soft drawing, right?
Very soft drawing. So, what I think is like the person probably wanted to emphasize the clouds here, because it's really a lot of detail in the clouds, which means that the landscape is actually a bit competing for attention.
Well, it's competing for attention also because it's half-half. You have like the half of the painting is the sky, which has a lot of textures, and the other half are the mountains and the grass field with the road. So, and everything has the same, how would you say, density of texture.
Yeah.
So we need to decide.
I think we will like you know, cut it a bit, crop it in the bottom, so we have like the horizon on the third, and then I will try to either, I think we should like blend out the landscape in the middle layer and just leave this couple of figures to stand in front of this.
Can you show
Sky.
us the sky, the photo?
Reference photo again?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, like the sky is in contrast, strong contrast to the landscape. So maybe just a lonely tree. I would actually try to blend out these mountains. They are, I think, too distracting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So.
Okay.
Are we ready?
I will give you a minute.
You'll give me a minute.
And you can start. Do you have the color and everything?
No, I don't have
ready?
any. I don't have anything. Wait.
You have everything, and even more. Your life is beautiful.
I have everything except Photoshop cooperating.
Enjoy.
Enjoy the pain. Is any one of you like someone working with Photoshop? Do you know the Photoshop struggles? You know, when it just doesn't work?
Oh no, it happens to everyone before the presentation, you know, especially when something needs to be printed out.
Oh, Photoshop never works when it has to be printed out.
Or presented, then everything somehow just magically glitches all the time. Okay,
got it under control.
Kasper,
yeah,
you get a minute.
Boom.
Let's start.
Okay, so first of all, I just cropped this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know it hurts maybe a bit, but I'm sorry, it has to be done. So now let's go and have this a bit darker here so we can bring the sky to the foreground. Meanwhile, I saw Zoe in the comments joining us. So Zoe, nice to see you again. We were already missing you. I hope you're doing well. Also, everyone else joining us again. I must say, I'm really, really enjoying the community that is emerging around, you know, around Linescapes. Really, it's what keeps basically me motivated to go on.
Yeah, and you are very motivated in the last 2 months, Kasper.
I am.
It's not like you were not before, but I mean, now you're just...
Yeah, I really am. I mean, we were doing videos before, but we didn't have the feeling, the direct connection of the community. So now it's really different.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's done, right? 1 minute?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, so let's see the difference. This is the before.
Yeah.
And this is the after.
Oh, can you add a few more lines, please?
A few more lines?
Yeah.
Where?
Just emphasize the road here, like one diagonal and maybe a point here.
A bit more here?
Yes.
Yeah, a bit more detail in the front. So this group.
A few lines, like clear lines, not too wavy and broken, just, you know?
Yeah, like this?
And something here, something that holds the end of the...
Yeah.
Yes, like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we have some detail up front. We have these figures. We have the tree in the middle ground. And then we have the amazing clouds. I think it's a really nice composition. Yeah. Awesome work.
Okay, let's continue.
All right.
Oh, North France.
Northern France.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the poppy in the foreground. Okay, so we have another case of how to create depth in an image.
Okay, from now on, Kasper, we need to be much more faster. So I would say that we transition from slowly discussing to just
to quickly discussing
bullet points, and then 1 minute and go.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you know, if we don't make it through today, it's going to definitely end up in the next one, in the next Feedback Friday. Anyways, so yeah, foreground, middle ground, background have to be separated, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Okay, I will just give you 1 minute and go.
Yeah, all right. So I need to do this a bit darker, so we have this feeling of foreground. Then I think this wall here has to be a bit more in the shadows. So, you know, to make it, you know, here you just left it white, but I think we have to emphasize the fact that this is like probably, if I understand, if I read this correctly, this is like, you know, an underpass. Maybe it's...
so it probably needs a dark line here.
Yeah, it needs a bit of a darker line there. So, you know, like this. Okay.
This tree looks like it needs to be...
Yeah. Now we need this tree to be darker, right?
And I will also elongate it because it doesn't fit from the size.
How would you elongate it?
I will just stick it to here. You know, it looks like it's somehow.
Yeah, it's. I think it's growing on the upper one.
Ah, okay.
So, and this is already, I think, much better. I will do one final thing.
Okay.
I will crop it here. Because I think the poppy should be in the like rule of thirds in our focus.
Yeah.
Right? So this is basically how you do something like this. You apply the rule of thirds and you put your focal point on the intersection. Wow, this looks good.
Yeah, I like it
like
as well.
it too.
Can you show now the before and after?
Can't, because I drew on the wrong layer.
Okay, very nice. Then let's continue.
Yeah, you know, if you know Photoshop, you have to draw on the right layer, and if you mess that up, then yeah. Anyway, it's Photoshop struggles, people. You can be glad that you're mostly, I think, working with analog tools. Digital tools are something completely different. All right.
Okay, so should we discuss it very fast?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, first of all, I think the line of the mountain on the right side is not going like together with the horizontal line, but it should be like much more with the. It's not going with the perspectives, but with the horizontal line.
Should be more like this, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Second thing is that the mountains are very straight in the background, and I would make them a bit more diverse.
Yeah.
And maybe add a splash of water.
Something up front, right?
Yeah.
So this area is pretty empty. We need something in the foreground. You know, think about the foreground layer.
But try to, if you can, Gasper, try to stay very light, because this painting is very minimalistic, which means that we're not allowed to add too much of textures. But otherwise, I would like to say this is very nice painting.
Yeah, I like it.
You can also, if you would like to know how to get much more fluffy clouds, you can create that by trying to manipulate your tissue a bit more, like try to smash it a bit more, and then try different angles, and through that you're gonna get more organic looking clouds, because I noticed that they're like, you know, just more roundy shaped clouds, which are not so often to be found in the nature or on the sky. So I think this tip can help you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, this would be about it, I would say. I just added a little bit of something up front here in the water, a reflection of a cloud maybe. So this is before, and this one is after. So we have a more feeling of depth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let us just check very fast how far did we come with our corrections. How many do we have?
We have 7 more to go in the pipeline. We could move them to next week, a couple of ones, if we're not managing, because we have 1 hour already into this live stream.
Yeah. I mean, how are you feeling about it? Are you up for 7 sketches more? I think this would take us another 10 minutes. We can also break it off for today and continue next week. I think we have so many sketches that there can be another live stream done next week. So don't worry, whatever you think. We would also not like to overwhelm you too much with the information. I know you have many things to do, and yeah, just let us know in the comments. But before that, I would like to make a shout out to Justine. Thank you very much for your donation. We appreciate it a lot.
Thanks a lot. Thanks everyone really for supporting us. Really appreciate that. You know, meanwhile, I'll just start doing work on this one.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so if we do it really in 10 minutes, I mean, our followers still have time.
All right, so let's do it. I'll just go and do this, and then I'll tell you afterwards what I actually did.
Okay.
Anyways, so I wanted to say that basically, if you want to support us, you know, in any way, it means a lot if you share this stuff we do. You know, tell your friends about it and everything. and if you also like the video. It helps to get the video out to more people, and it's definitely a great way to spread the knowledge. So if you hit that like button, it would mean a lot to us.
Okay, so Gasper, you already started. I give you just 30 more seconds.
All right, 30 more seconds. But I mean, you know, Sonia, I managed to do it pretty fast, you know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I kind of. Let's say. Wait, let's do this a bit more like this. Here in the foreground. Anyways, a nice. This is a nice painting of the trees. I'm done. I think I'm done here.
You're done. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Go to the next one, please.
I will just tell you a little short what I did here, so you understand it.
You would like to, huh?
I have to.
Yeah.
So basically, the light is coming from the left upper side. You know, we see that, you know, where this golden area is. Maybe this is supposed to be the area where the sun is. So we need to also add some light to the trees, you know, coming from that side, not just the shadows. So this is what I did. And in the back layer, I added, you know, some white for, this is here, some white for the horizon, you know, to give it a feeling of depth. And as I said many times today, give it a front layer, give it something up front to have a first layer. This is a very good rule of thumb to make your stuff look better. All right, another landscape. Oh, I'm loving those landscapes today. Beautiful reflections in the water. I also like the shadows. Wow, this is done really, really nicely. Okay, so now what I'm missing here maybe is the horizon on the right side. You know, there is a bit of maybe hills, but it looks like as if it was a cliff going down for, you know, 500 meters, so we don't see anything. I think we need something on the right side.
1 minute, 3, 2, 1, go.
So yeah, I will just add something there, some hills in the back. Do you have another suggestion, Sonia?
Yeah, I would probably add a bit darker line, try to differentiate between those two layers. You can also do this one a bit more light, and through that you will probably get this one in the foreground as well.
So, the trees or the mountain?
The mountain should be a bit lighter.
Okay, so the mountain should be a bit lighter, I agree. This would give it a feeling that it's further away.
Yeah.
You know, the bluish haze kind of that comes with the atmosphere. So the further away something is, the bluer it appears. This is because all the red light is blocked by the particles in the air.
Yeah.
So there you go. I think, yeah, this looks good.
And if you would have some extra time, I would also like that you would just emphasize the shadow, the shade on the floor a bit more, because it's very dark. So the fence is very dark, and it's probably throwing a bit more stronger shade.
Shadow, yeah.
Shadow.
So the shadow is usually darker than the shade. Remember that the shade is the shaded part on the object itself. The shadow is the actual form that is being thrown on the floor, and it's usually even darker than the shade. So this is a good way to remember how it should look like.
Okay,
yeah.
Very nice. Let's continue.
Très chic.
Très chic.
Before and after. I think it's a nice one. All right, we have a single tree by SLRR. Very nice, SLRR.
And you get a minute.
And you get a minute. So first of all, I think it needs more floor. You know, always give a tree some ground to stand on, because else it feels so alone, and it's you know, it might get lonely, and you know, just give it something to stand on. Second of all, usually, you know, this is really, we always notice this with our eyes, that it's a bit off. The tree trunk should always be the thickest on the bottom, where it touches the ground. Then, what we could do here is definitely have this bluish green. We could do some shading. You know, let's try to get some shading in here. So, I need a bit of a lighter tone still. Yeah, so basically, if we did just a little bit of shading, and you know, the bottom of the tree will usually be in the shade, and then there's like areas under the tree groups that will also be darker. This will give it the feeling of volume. Now let's look at this. This was before, and now this is before, quite two-dimensional, and now already it looks more three-dimensional, looks more fluffy, and this is what you want. So think about the shading, and you can do that by just adding more of the leaves there, you know. You can use the same texture you did. Good job. Another tree. This is my day.
And you get a minute.
Oh my, now so okay. So yeah, you know, I like that you did the branches. I mean the roots, you know, but it looks like as if it will run away on three fingers. So, you know, you already drew the line, so give it a bit more context, right? Apart from that, I really love how you already shaded this tree. It's just quite nice. I would even go further, you know, you need to, you know, you already did a lot of work here. I love the texture you did, but I think you can give it even more contrast, you know. And now then, if you already did the tree trunk, basically it looks like the light is coming from the left because all the color is lighter there, the green color is lighter there. So I think the tree trunk should be darker on the left side as well.
Very nice.
Yeah, so this is really fastly explained.
I would give you a high five, but you can't because you're holding your brush in your hand. Amazing. Okay. Gasper, you're doing very good. Okay.
I love challenges. If it's like 60 seconds challenge, let it be. Bring it on.
I like this one a lot.
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay. Another minute is ready for you.
Wait, I'm not even...
It's like a gift.
Oh, jeez. Everyone, I hope you're having as much fun as I am, although, you know, this is...
The pet as well.
All right. Now it's working.
Yeah.
Now I can do my stuff.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so these mountains right there, when you're drawing mountains in the back, it should always be... just don't have these broken lines. It should always be like one continuous line. Yes. So right now, my Photoshop just has, you know, it's drawing by itself. I'm not even moving the pen, so I think I have to reboot this real quick. But meanwhile, you don't even see what my Photoshop is doing. It's drawing on its own. But meanwhile, we can tell you about the schedule for next week. I'll try to reboot my. Why is this so crazy?
Well, I think we'll just break it off here for today because the technical support is just not supporting us anymore. I mean, the devices, the Photoshop, everything is just glitching. Maybe because of the Friday or because of the nice weather, or maybe something's up. You know, maybe, yeah, it's just not meant to be.
Anyways, we have our schedule for next week, or for the coming days. So tomorrow, Saturday, May 9th, we will make our own color wheel. This is amazing because color wheel and understanding color is crucial. And it's really good if you do it by yourself so you will understand it. And then on Monday, we have the Creative Monday, another creative challenge, and we will train our imagination. So be sure to join us on both ones. So this is a color wheel. We'll be doing something like that by ourselves. You can get your watercolors, you can get your colored pencils, anything, you know, that leaves color on the paper.
And you're pretty fast. We don't want you to do a circle for 2 hours.
Yeah.
If you want to follow up, then maybe use something that can be applied a bit faster.
Yeah, exactly. So, and apart from that, you can always send us your work. Also for the next Feedback Friday, we'd really appreciate it. Just take your phone, take a snapshot, and we'll get the ones in that we couldn't today because of technical difficulties. We'll fix this problem, and next Friday, we promise. If you weren't, you know, if you didn't come, if we didn't come to your work, we'll definitely come to it next Friday.
And we promise you're gonna be the first in line.
You're gonna be the first in line.
It's a promise.
It's a promise.
Yeah. And at this point, I would also like to give a big shout out to our supporters,
Thank you.
Eva, Luis, and Radvik.
Thank you, everyone. We really, really appreciate it, and we really appreciate having you here. It's great to have this community, and if you haven't join our Facebook group, the Linescapers. This is where you can discuss, you can post your work, post your questions and also submit stuff for Fridays. And one more thing that I want to announce for next Friday is, in the end of the live stream, we will always pick like the best work we get, or one that we think, from someone who did a really great job, and also do a shout out if you want, and also link you to your Instagram or whatever account, so you get some attention and love.
Yeah.
So submit your work, and we're really glad and hope to see you tomorrow.
We're so glad that you are here with us. Thank you for sticking with us for such a long time. You're amazing. Thank you for your energy and for all your support. We wish you a great day, great evening and morning, wherever you are. And till next time.
Keep on drawing.
And stay creative.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And then at the end, banana. Banana.
Banana.